things I want to tell you. Stay at your job, okay? Get as much knowledge as you can about what you are wanting to do. Spend as much time investing in yourself, in your personal development, in your business development. And thirdly, stay at your job for 6 more months. Stay at least a year worth of savings up, and then quit.
Something today, y'all, and we ain't gotta go through the ropes and go through the ringers, man. So we are here in the room, in the studio, on the platform, wherever you watching us at, whether it's YouTube or you listening to us on your podcast platform right now. You are tuned into the What You Mean podcast, man. I'm your host, LaCheston.
And I'm your co-host, Kim.
And we got somebody dope with us in the building today that's going to give knowledge to the culture. So we're going to take a quick moment, let her introduce herself, tell you who she is and where you can find her. Morgan, you got the floor.
What's up, everybody? My name is Morgan B. Cash. Make sure you say the B, thank you. And you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever, at Morgan B. Cash. I am in love with everybody and people. I own a digital marketing agency, and so I'm going to drop as much knowledge as I can to help y'all get y'all life.
Listen.
That's what's up, man. That's what's
about getting your
up.
life, child.
Okay.
So first and foremost, I just want to go ahead and say that I am really happy to have you. I'm glad that you were able to pull up on us, man. I know we've been trying to get you in here.
Listen.
So thanks for showing up and being here and being present.
Of course.
So
Can't reschedule too many times.
No.
well, yeah. Kim is she is a person, like, when it comes to the rescheduling, like she can give you probably like 1.5 strikes with that.
That is facts.
Like and I
That's
get it,
facts.
and I get it though, because right now with everything that we have going on, with Jay being part of the family now, like, we all got stuff to do. So if you can't make it, don't schedule it if you can't make it.
Exactly.
And then if you do make it, just because our platform isn't like a paid platform or anything like that right now, I still treat it like it's a paid gig. You know what I'm saying? So I normally get in these rooms and get to talking, and I had to shut myself up sometime because I'll act like, she's not here, because I'll keep going back and forth. Like, I literally had to chill out so she can ask questions and interact with the guests. So you've already said something that I absolutely positively love, which you said something about advertising and marketing. That is the key to becoming a successful entrepreneur, no matter the industry that you're in.
Period.
So I just want to kick it off by asking the question of, like, what do you, when clients send you an email or they send you a text message and they lay out their vision for you, like, what are some, like, the first beginning steps that you start to take them through to get them ready for what you're about to embark them on? Because if you're good at what you do, then that means that you're finna get results. So
Absolutely.
So what are you telling your clients when they first engage you?
First of all, I actually listen. I allow them to talk because
She does.
I'm very smart, and I'm not saying that to be like arrogant, but I'm like a nerdy nerd, you know? So I work with so many different people, so I have to give them space to express themselves.
Right.
And I have to give them space to tell me what it is that they're looking for. Ironically, most people don't know what they're looking for or what they need. So when they first come to me, they have like a litany of things that they want to do, or a litany of things that just don't make sense for anything. So I allow them to, like, get it off their chest, because they haven't been heard. They get scammed a lot, especially online.
Right.
Somebody always scamming somebody.
Right.
So they need an opportunity and an environment to express themselves. And so when they come to me, that's my goal. When we get on the call, talk, just tell me what you want, and then I break it down, like, okay, you have to get your vision together, or
Right.
you need to get your financial goals together, or you need to step back and start all the way over because you don't even know why you're doing what you're doing. Because if you're doing it for money, you automatically is in the wrong
Yeah,
game.
wrong. Yeah,
Automatically. Because it's not like you can go to your job and clock in and clock out. Sometimes you don't clock out. Like you clock in and you just in that thing.
Yeah.
So when they come to me, I give them the time to speak, and then that's when I interject and tell them this is the path that you need to go on. And I tell them also to be open to the process because a lot of people want quick results
Right.
or they want to see things happen tomorrow.
I would love some quick results on some
It
tomorrow.
would be beautiful, but life is not like that. Like life don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? And even when people like, you know, you see people on social media, they blow up, like they TikTok, they got millions of views, or their Instagram and went ham, like they still put some work behind it. Like
Right.
it wasn't last overnight. It literally probably was 10 years. And then that one thing that they actually did that they didn't know was gonna work actually worked.
Right.
So it's a process to it, and you have to be open to the journey. And so part of my whole process in the beginning is to let them know, like, yo, take your time, take a deep breath, because they always are overwhelmed.
Right.
Like,
Right.
the to-do list is never ending. Like you think you're gonna finish something today, and then something else come up tomorrow. So their
course.
to-do list is never ending. So take a deep breath, let me know what you need, and then from there I tell them this is the next steps. This is what your next 8 weeks gonna look like. This is what your next 6 months gonna look like. And then this is what to expect, emotional wise, financial wise. This is what is spiritually wise. Like this is what you should expect. And if you're not willing to put the work in, because I ain't gonna do it by myself.
I hear that.
Okay?
I hear
It's
that.
a partnership. Like
right.
I make you look good. Like you look good in the front and let me handle the back end.
Right.
So if you're not willing to put in the work, you may need to look for something else to do.
Gotcha.
So that's how my whole process is.
I can definitely attest to that for sure because I'm actually her client.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah, I mean, she and I have been friends. Oh, how long now?
It's
Almost 20 years. I'll
It's
just
almost
say that
20.
we've been friends almost 20 years.
We ain't that old though.
Nah, not at all. Hell,
Yeah.
look good. Tea at the end. Anyway, but she actually built my website.
Okay.
She built my website. And so I really walked through the process with her of building my brand, designing everything. And I've worked with other brand designers before, but her process is so thorough. Like sometimes she would ask me things. I'm like, I ain't even thought about that, sis. Like when we did everything in what, like 2 months?
Yes.
Yeah. And,
Nice.
Yes.
in 2 months. And it was just, the experience with her was just next level. Like we literally just touched everything. She really digs and dives in as to like, what's your why? Opposed to, like she said, you know, like you're not just in it just trying to make money and, you know, produce revenue. And I've seen an increase at about like 20% within my business.
That's nice. That's
you know,
nice. That's
so
nice.
like I'm very biased about my girl, but she definitely gets results.
So
That's
so
like cash for
so
no
when it
reason.
comes to so when it comes to your website building, like are you using like custom builds or you're coding? What are you doing?
So actually, I no longer do websites.
Okay. Dope.
However, when I did, it was a mixture. It depended on the client's budget because everybody ain't got the money for a custom build because of the time and the amount of people you may need to do certain things. So everybody don't have the kind of finances. So it depends on if the person, it's different tiers of services that you can provide, right?
Correct.
So if someone comes to you and say, I only have like $500. Okay, bet I can find a cute template for you, and we can plug that thing in. But then also, not only do I do when I did do websites, did I do the design? I did the copy, which is a whole nother ballpark. That's marketing, talking to people with words, right? So I did the copy. I would do the email marketing. I did all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Which so that kind of thing. Hers was, I don't think I did a custom, like, oh, yes, I did.
No, we
I did
did.
some coding.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I did some
Okay.
coding. But coding to me is not what other people make it seem like, because it's like fun writing to me. I've been doing that since I was like in the 8th grade.
12.
So yeah, so I did some coding earlier today, like, and I was like, oh, this is no big deal. So coding is just what it is. Like, I really should be doing it for like a big company, to be honest with you, because they just drop them checks. Like, tech is like the big thing for some people. So whatever.
My degree is in computer science, and ain't nothing fun about coding.
See, and I told you I'm a nerd. So I
Yeah.
find stuff that's
No.
like fun to me. Like, I find things, and if it's not fun, I'm not gonna do it.
Right.
So that's part of the reason I quit web design at the time, is because it wasn't fun. Like, I was sick of doing it without feeling like I was doing it for a good reason. Because a lot of people, when they come to you for websites, they need a litany of other things.
Right.
And if you don't have the marketing in place, if you don't have an audience already built up, if you don't have your why figured out, what's the point of a website?
Okay.
I'm not gonna just sell you a website. Like,
So I got a 2-part question. Like, number one, what's your niche?
everybody knows.
And so what's your niche? And then like, dang, I forgot my train of thought. Like, what's your niche? But also, with telling me what your niche is, like, I want you to be able to use the platform today to like speak to the people that are like getting ready to call you, like the new people that are just jumping off the porch into a business, or they're just dropping into their fashion thing that they're trying to do, their boutique thing. They're new to the MUA, just got their cosmetology license. Like what are some little things that you could give to the people, you know what I'm saying, to kind of sort of help them kind of sort of start developing themselves, to start being able to be ready to call you. Like, we had a young lady in here, Shanisha Howard, that has a pretty decent company that's doing some moves right now. Like, I'm proud of her. And you know, she was able to, at the end of the show, like, and I'm more than likely gonna do the same thing to you, but I just want to make it more of a discussion part right now. Like, people always need something, like, you know what I'm saying? But before they can get to the need, like you said, you need to know the why. You know what I'm saying? So the people that are getting ready to call you or email you, like, what are you kind of sort of trying to tell them? Like, hey, if you get ready to do this, this is what I would suggest you do. Start getting this lined up, and then you'll be ready for this. Does that make sense what I'm asking?
Yeah, I think I understand.
Okay. And I mean, you can feed however you want to.
I think it boils back to, like, you know, when you were, before you decided to step away from your corporate job, just kind of just talking about like the whole process of preparing before you really like put yourself out there. So how was your process? Like, what did you do
Before I quit?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I have a unconventional way of quitting.
Right.
Because people will tell you to quit, and then they say, hey, you need to have like 6 months ready and all that. Or they say you need to just start a business and then quit your job. Like, that's kind of like the narrative that's out there. I actually use the company's resources to quit my job. So I use my PTO, I use whatever they gave us to do, right? Like, I did the work. And they have like this free library, right? I'm not gonna say where I used to work because there's too many
That's
people
cool.
probably
That's cool.
watching. But they had this free library. So I used that to build my skills in the specific area that I wanted to work in. And at the time, I wanted to work with service providers and people who were coaches. And I really wanted to understand why they might not have been seeing the results that they wanted to see, or why they wasn't building a community around what they were doing. So I studied that at work. I know that sounds kind of weird, but I would use every free time I had to study that, right? So that's the first thing someone should do before they call me, is to make sure they know what they're doing. Like,
Gotcha.
Whatever it is that you want to do, you need to be able to stand 10 toes down and tell me what that is, and be able to communicate it without feeling like you have so much pressure. Like, just be able to say, I like makeup. I like beating faces. I like seeing women feel good about themselves.
Right.
You should be able to say that without any type of pressure. But then behind that, you should have some extra knowledge that you can give to somebody else about your specific niche. I can't do nothing with you if, oh, that was so terrible English. Anyways, but I can't do nothing with you if all you can say is, I like makeup or I like photography. Like, that's surface level. because people don't care about what you like to do. How can you help them?
Yeah,
right?
facts,
So
facts.
if you can't help somebody else, then you need to go back to the drawing board
Right.
and figure out what it is that you can help somebody with. So before calling me, absolutely do the work, because that's what I did.
Yeah.
I literally, and then I didn't get a lot of sleep either. So I studied what I wanted to know, and that was marketing. Like, I had already was really good at it, but I learned sales first. I learned how to sell, and then I learned marketing. So it was unconventional, because most people learn marketing first and then sales.
Right.
So I had to flip the script and figure it out, right? So I took the time, and then I said, well, what do they need? Like, how can I help that person? Then that was how I took the time to study, and I think I did like 6 months of literally going to conferences. I mean, like, that's the type of person who should call me. It's somebody who's like going out and figuring out what they need to know in the industry.
You're investing.
Like, you're investing in yourself.
Right,
Like,
right.
coming to me should be like a drop in the bucket. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
because you're so used to spending money on your business. You're so used to investing in your personal development. Like, I'm a very big proponent for therapy. Like, you are literally getting to work for yourself. You know what I mean? So before coming to me, you need to make sure that you invested, because I've dropped some stacks on my own personal investment, on coaches. I've taken the time to make sure that I'm good, so that when it's time for me to pour into my clients, I can give them the best version of me.
Gotcha.
And so when it's funny that she even asked me about quitting my job, because I had completely forgot I did. Like, I really forgot. I was like, oh yeah, I did used to work somewhere. But, what else did I do? Oh, and then I used my PTO. I literally used my PTO to go to conferences, because I'm like, they're going to pay me anyway, so I'm going to use this to go to conference. On my quit day, I was at a conference. My very last day, they paid for me. Like, and when I say they paid me, literally, if you getting PTO, they paying you for that, right?
Pay time off.
Exactly. So I was in DC on my quit day. That's funny. And I used that to actually, like, launch my business. That's really what it was. And so after that, I started to continue to develop myself. I started to continue to do the research, go to conferences, go and buy courses. I kept doing it because I didn't want to just be someone who was surface level. I wanted to be deep. Like, what is it that you need, and why you ain't got that, and how can I help you get that? That's the question I ask.
That's what's up.
Every client that I talk to, what you need, why you ain't got it, how can I help?
What's your motto or your slogan?
What you need. Why you ain't got it, how can I help? But no, my brand is her brand, her voice. And it's because I want to give you the opportunity to use your voice to help impact others. We don't get that option because it's especially with internet marketing, it's so crowded. Like, there's so many people doing the same things and not enough people trying to stand out. We're too busy blending in.
Right.
So if I give you the space to actually come to me with what you need, I can show you how to stand out. I can show you how to connect with the people who already gave you some money. Hello. I can show you how to find new people to give you some more money.
Right.
More than what the other folks gave you. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. That's who I am.
I can't even. Man, hit the applaud real quick, man.
Listen, I told you, my girl is bomb.
I see.
She is literally
Spoken like a true boss.
and
Something
is.
like that.
Period.
She said something like
Something
that.
like that.
And is.
So I take it that the business is doing extremely well.
It's good. It could be better.
Okay.
Because there's not really a good balance. I struggle with balance, but I've always struggled with balance.
Welcome to the party.
Exactly. So there's not nothing new. Like, but it's something I don't like to keep going. Like, I don't know when to turn things off.
Me neither.
You know what I'm saying? Like, at night.
So don't.
And
Either one of y'all.
You
I
know-
love y'all though. Anyway.
And that's the reason why my phone stays on Do Not
Do Not
Disturb, because I could talk to you for hours
Facts.
about what I'm doing. But I got another client over here that need my attention. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
So I do have to start implementing better boundaries, but they're not all 100. So sometimes the money could be cool, it could be perfect, but if the boundary ain't there, if the balance ain't there, then the money don't mean nothing.
Right.
So that's where I'm at. I'm at a place where I need to implement better boundaries and better balance. Even my assistant, she was like, you seem like you never take a day off. And I was like, oh.
I can't wait to take a day off, bro.
I was
Well,
like,
I'm
it's
literally
just
not worried about this building, no camera, no
seriously?
nothing. Like, so yeah,
I want to
like
be on the beach without worrying about
what?
what y'all doing.
Talk to me when you
You
can.
feel me? Like that's the goal.
Murder Beach can't get here fast
That's the
enough,
goal.
Jesus.
The goal is to be on somebody's beach. And I know, and I was having this conversation with someone, and they were like, I take my work with me on vacation. I'm like, ma'am,
That's
I
ghetto.
have never done that.
No.
Okay?
I got a bad habit of doing that too.
No.
Why?
I can kind of see it though, because you're a photographer.
Yeah,
That'd be
like,
difficult. Because if I was one, baby, I'm taking the camera.
oh, the camera go everywhere I go.
You see what I'm saying?
It's
'Cause
just
you don't know what you gonna
it's that
capture.
iPad for me
Leave
because
the
of
iPad at the
everything that I
house.
can do on the iPad. So if I'm sitting there in an idle state, I'm gonna start doing stuff just because I feel like in this moment I'm wasting time. If
That's
I'm not
the
having
thing.
if I'm not having fun or I'm not out on a bike or I'm not doing something, like the iPad's right there.
See, yeah.
There's something you can be doing. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
So. Yeah, so I heard you say assistant. Do you is that the only employee you have as your assistant?
I have one more, and it's a video editor.
You got a video editor.
I have to, because primarily
What system do they use? What system do they use?
I don't know. I think kind of
So you got DaVinci. So which one sounds familiar? DaVinci, Adobe Premiere,
I
Final
believe
Cut
it's
Pro.
Adobe Premiere because that's primarily what I use.
Okay.
I use Adobe products and Canva. Don't get it twisted. I still use Canva, but I hire people based on a few things. If they're teachable,
Okay.
right? And then if they can take some stress off of me without me having to teach them. Like those are really the only two options. Like if you come to me and say I want to learn, bet. I'm used to teaching people. I literally was a training manager.
Right.
It's okay. Like I've built teams for corporations. I don't care about teaching you. I don't care if you don't have no skills because I can make you somebody that's decent. And another thing is I can also help you get some more clients. Like I'm not even at. It's a lot of gatekeeping that go on, not with your girl. So and then the video editor, I knew him through another person. So he just was convenient. You know what I mean? But he's dope. And if I can give you what the vision is, kind of like how people come to me with their vision, if I can give you the vision and you can execute it quickly, I got me a winner.
Yeah, I'm trying to find me a video editor, Morgan.
I'll give you some tea afterwards.
Bruh,
Off the record.
Because they're not local at all.
Well,
Not even like you
so
can't even
since you
touch 'em.
since you say that since you say that already, we on the
You
same
already
page.
know,
Yeah,
yeah.
we help.
You
We
can't
help.
even
We
touch
help. Because I just, we got so much going on in here right now. You know what I'm saying? So much content that we need to push, and we're trying to get out there. And then, like, Shanisha was in here dropping gems, just talking about different stuff that we need to do on different platforms. Kind of sort of standing in agreement with what you said about you got to do something different than what everybody else is already
Period. That's
doing.
the only way to stand out.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so, man, bruh, you got to come on with some more funk, man. Like, cause right now I'm in chill mode.
Okay.
This is me in chill mode. I know I'm gonna be leaning all up on the table, pulling my mic down, put my arm there, talking to you. Yeah, that's why I was telling them I like hearing myself. You know what I'm saying? But so the friendship with you and Kim, and you helped to build a website and increase traffic that totally increased booking. So
So good.
is there?
No.
So good to me. I mean, like
Listen,
I
I know I
used to
drove
get
you crazy.
so. She did know. She was like, and I'm gonna tell you why she was.
What? I
I'm gonna
did?
tell you why you didn't get on my nerves. This first of all, this is how I talk to my clients.
Like,
okay?
yeah,
Right.
she
Literally,
does.
I don't even. And I have clients of all races, and I talk just like this. Okay,
Be yourself.
that's the freedom that I wanted.
Right.
Was to be myself. But she knew what she wanted. And a lot of people don't know. And she came to me like 2 months. You came to me before, I believe it was like 2 months before the whole process even started.
Yeah.
And most people come to you right when they need it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, like somebody said to me, I need this for Mother's Day. I'm like, that's in 2 weeks. And you don't have nothing. Like, that ain't even logical. You know what I'm
No, 'cause,
saying?
like, I gave
don't
you
even
the
make sense.
specifics. I was
She
like,
was very
this-
specific.
I was like, this is the day I
Yes.
want to launch it on. This is what I'm thinking. But even like some things that you presented back to me, I was like, I ain't even thought about that. Like, wait, what? Like,
That's what I do though. But most of the time I struggle with time with some people. So her coming to me months in advance it lifted such a weight off me
Right.
because I don't have to overperform. I don't have to stay up too late. Now I still had to now, but
I love you though, girl.
but it wasn't like one of those like stressful things that made me want to go back to my job. You know what I'm saying? Like
Gotcha.
because she came with it, what she knew what she was doing. But Kim has been in the game for so long. That's something that she don't really talk about with a lot of people, and even with me, it took me a minute to catch
Look.
it because I'm like, wait a minute.
That's what I be trying to tell you folk when they be trying to flex on me. When I be like, hey, when they book their shoot and stuff, and I be like, hey, so we got a full service here now. Like I got an MUS out of my studio that can really take care of your makeup, and they hit me with some.
Right.
Send me her page and send
It
me
ain't even
this
like
and
that,
send me that,
sis,
and I just be on this. This is what I be on. I'm kind of sort of like you. Like I present something that should stand for itself.
Period.
Right.
Especially if you deal with me on a regular basis and you
You
know
should
me. Like
already
if
know.
you're a brand new person,
That's
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? I'll probably have a little bit more leniency in sending you her Instagram and sending you to her website and stuff like that. But first off, I ain't hiring not now damn
Hello.
MUA to come in here and do nothing if I feel like they ain't pushing a solid product.
Hello.
So if you know me and you know that, so you shouldn't make me jump
Shouldn't
through
even have to
two
do
more
all
hoops
that.
talking about
Exactly.
an Instagram page and a daggone,
You know what?
website.
Let's
Like
talk about that.
I mean, I let my resume speak
Because
for
a lot of people
itself.
resumes ain't giving what they think it's supposed to
No,
give.
it's not, and I let mine speak for myself.
A
for
lot
itself.
of them ain't giving.
You know,
and a lot
not
of
at all.
people that they want people with large followings.
Right.
And those people be capping.
Right.
well, it's and that's
The
one of the things
cap is
that we talked about in here too. Like my thing when it comes to the social media game is I've been one of those people like when I first moved to Birmingham that was buying followers to try to make myself look like something that I wasn't. There was a reason behind it. The reason behind it was because I was this guy when I was in Troy, and I wanted to be that guy up here in Birmingham, and I had to start all the way up from the ground up. So I was doing it to set that image because I didn't need that image when I was in Troy because I had built it over the years. But me being in a new city, talking and dealing with new people, I wanted to make it seem, I wanted to give that facade. You know what I'm saying? So one of the things that I really piggyback off of, and I have to see for myself, is one of the things like me and Kim talk about all the time when I do collaborations. So every now and then there are people that number one, I just want to meet them.
Yeah.
Because I want to engage them for whatever reason. And then number two, I think they're dope. They do dope work. So
Yeah.
I want to work with you to actually add to my portfolio and my brand to say that I work with you in terms of what we're talking about in a resume. And it'll just be like, at the end of the day, Kim just be like, Kim be like, bro, this is what we're not doing. Like, this is what we're not doing. Like, and like right now, like Kim hate that I'll give people that we work with a certain rate because I'll pay the difference. You know what I'm saying?
Too long.
Like for real, like straight up, like she just told me
She know
yesterday.
what's
She was
up.
like, "Bro, you got to start doing it, like
Period.
because of what you're already contributing." Like my base right now is $350. That's my base for a photography package, right? So if you come and we do a collaboration, essentially I'm giving you $350. You know what I'm saying?
Let me
It's
ask
like,
you a question.
go ahead, talk, run your mouth, go ahead.
How many hours is that?
Total.
Yeah.
Depending on what my book is looking like that day and who the client is, it's supposedly $350 is for an hour. So I'll shoot you for an hour. We'll probably get anywhere from 100 to 120 different pictures.
That's good enough.
So that and I try to get as many different looks in that time as well. Because when they go through their gallery, I want for them to have a lot of different options. Number one. Number two, I want to be able to upsell them. When I send them that gallery and they chose a $350 package with 3 images, I want for them to choose
that was my
10,
second
and
question.
so I can make additional money. You know what I'm
How many
saying?
images?
So the $350 is 1 hour, it's 3 high res images, and it's one look. Ain't no changing no clothes, ain't none of that.
Oh, okay,
You know what I'm saying? So, and it doesn't come with makeup. So, being that I have a MUA in studio in house that conducts her business in here now, of course, we put together some marketing material that we're working on getting out there now for people to know, like, we're a duo when you come here.
Right.
Like, it's cool if you just come to get your makeup done by her, because I really don't care. if you already have a photographer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if I'm taking your pictures, I feel some type of way if you don't want to let her do your makeup, because she's starting to learn my shooting style. She know what I like. She know what I'm looking for.
Exactly.
So she makes
got
my
your
work
line.
easier for me when it comes to the post part of it. You see what I'm saying?
That was my
So
next question.
is
How long
so
is the post?
for me, my turnaround is 14 business days, and it's 14 business days because of the simple fact that I still have a day job. I still work 8 to 4 Monday through Friday, sometime on Saturdays. So my days usually consist of 16-hour days, 16, 17-hour days. You know what I'm saying? So I know what you're getting at. You're looking at the overall hours that I'm putting in it to make sure that the overall price equals the amount of time and effort that I'm putting inside of it.
Well, I'm gonna tell you raise your price anyways, regardless if like.
Well, you know, Danny Austin, Danny Austin was one of the photographers that I had been trying to reach out for a while, just to meet him, because his name rings in the city. Tez Davenport is another one of those names. I wanted to meet these two cats because these are the cats that the people that I wanted to shoot and I wanted to work with, they were going to work with them.
Yeah.
So I want to rub shoulders with these guys. So upon the opportunity to meet and engage them, now I'm at a place where I can ask questions, where I can start getting what I need to know. And once I got this studio, you know what I'm saying, Danny and not Tez, because Tez never seen my a la carte, but Danny and Jeff Soto. Shout out to Jeff Soto. He told me off bat, bro, if you don't raise them damn prices, man, what are you doing,
I
man?
didn't even take into the account of the studio.
Oh
See,
yeah,
my mind was just the picture and the child.
I just told her last night when we were talking how much it costs to run this place in one physical year. So if my bottom line is not higher than that number, I've not made a profit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's, you know, and it's a process, like you said. Like I would love to be making the money I want to make tomorrow, but I know that there's still legwork that has to be
Yeah.
done in order to get there. So I'm cool. Like, you know, I also told Kim, like, there's a reason why the IRS allows for you to file 4 to 5 years on a new business as a loss,
Hello.
because a lot of people are still taking losses when they're developing their business.
If you don't acknowledge that you're gonna fail a couple times,
Bruh,
and them losses is gonna be real,
they're going to be
you
real.
need to stay at your job. Okay.
Because you're going to be ready to jump out somebody's cliff or building.
Listen, and you're gonna be
Edge is
looking
gone.
like, can I eat tomorrow?
Right.
No.
Can
Right.
I stay at this house and is the mortgage gonna get paid? You have to be willing to take them losses, and if you can't take them, listen, stay at the job.
Yeah, the entrepreneur life ain't for everybody, bro.
Stay at
It's
the
like Atlanta. Everybody they go to Atlanta thinking they finna be on, and then in 5 years
And it
we
don't
ride downtown to go eat, and I see you pushing a cart on the side of the road because
Stay
it'll
at the
chew you
job.
up and it'll spit you out
Okay.
if you ain't got a plan for it. You know what I'm
Stay at the
saying?
job.
Like it's just it ain't for everybody. So that's why people like you are important. You know what I'm saying? People like you that come on the platform, like somebody's gonna hear this podcast and you answer the question that they needed to
stay at
know.
their job.
You know.
Don't do it. Listen,
I want to be like
many
Jay. I want to
years?
be like the engineer when I grow up.
I'm like,
That's what I wanna be
Am
like.
I 2 years?
Be
No.
like Jay.
Yeah,
I'm
I want to
like
be like
3.
Jay. Exactly. Do what I want to do, move how I want to move, go where I want to go. That's exactly what.
He said
That's
it's
who I
not
want to be
rolling
like.
like
He
that.
gonna hit the bomb for me, man. I'm shouting you out. Hit the bomb.
It's not like that.
He said it's giving very ghetto.
Because it is.
0 stars. Do not recommend. Stay
But-
at home.
But for, he didn't caught the gun. but for real, man, like it's you know, a lot of entrepreneurs entered into our world during the pandemic. You know what I'm saying?
That's
and they
true.
entered into our world. I'm not gonna say that we don't have some dope, great, creative people in the world. I don't want to say that. But a lot of us got into the entrepreneur world for the wrong reasons.
Absolutely.
They got into that world because they wanted to create
Absolutely.
fake corporations, fake this, to start tapping into the money that was available.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And those are the people right now that
Caught
are
up.
dealing with, you know, federal cases and all this other stuff. You know what I'm
It
saying?
ain't
Like,
that's not
like
ever gonna be worth it to me.
it wasn't worth
I'm
it.
gonna go back
Number
to the
one,
job.
it wasn't worth it, and
I'm gonna
number
go
two,
back.
you took away money that could have been
Somebody
used
else
from
needs.
somebody else that
And
really
the
needed, bro.
hoops that the real business owners had to take because of the foolishness that you did. Oh my God.
Bro, crazy. When I seen old boy that had got like 51 million, one of the
A
love and
clown.
hip hop stars that got like
Yes.
51 million,
A
and he in
clown.
jail now,
A whole clown.
and then got to get the money back, plus pay some fines and stuff for that, and go to jail too.
And that's
Like you usually just pay the
going
money
to
back
jail.
and pay the fines and don't go to jail, but they put him
went
in
to
jail, and you got to pay the money plus
And-
restitution and all the other stuff, man. Like
Count me
no,
out.
bro.
I'll
Like
never.
yeah. So
It
I
ain't
mean,
even worth it.
it's.
So stay at your job.
Nah, don't stay at your job. Just call Morgan.
Yes.
Last name Cash,
first
so
I'ma
she can
say,
put you on.
Stay at your job. That's the first, Kim. What I say?
Have an exit planner.
did.
Stay at your job.
You
Have an
did.
exit planner.
You told me that before I left.
Say stay.
You like wait, because I was gonna leave last
She
year. You
left
were like,
anyway, so I was
no,
like, hold up.
don't do that.
And see, and this is my thing, and this may be a gem to somebody that's listening today. Like, I would love to do nothing better than to leave my job that I'm at now. But because of how I came up through the ranks with the amount of money that I was making from year to year to year, now I won't say that I'm on peak. I think I'm at my midway point right now,
Yeah.
for real, to be completely honest. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to leave my job because then my income is going to go down. What I want to do is increase my revenue in my business so it's supplemental for what I make at my job. So when I leave my job, I'm still making the same amount of money that I was making.
That is so admirable because I was at my peak and I still left.
I feel you.
And the thing about it was kind of like just that. It was the time. Like I had enough signs. I had did enough prayer. I had did enough talking to God. Like I talked to God like, hey, show me in very clear English. Like show me 6 times. Like that's the kind of conversation I have.
Right.
Because I know I'm hearing myself. I'm hearing somebody else. I'm hearing my mama, you know what I'm saying? I'm hearing everybody telling me different things. So at the time, I was willing to, at the peak, I was in line for a promotion, and I left. The day before I left, they had like this kind of thing where they had us, like all the top performing people, they had us in like this meeting, and they didn't know it was only like one person knew I was quitting, like the person who needed to know, like I had put the 2 weeks in, so they needed to know, but nobody else knew, and I'm in the room like, I love that y'all telling me I'm great, but I'm about to go. Like this has been real. But the thing is, I was so comfortable in my thoughts. I was like, I know if I stay here any longer, I'm out of agreement with what I'm supposed to be doing. And as long as I'm out of agreement with it, then what I really am supposed to be doing is not going to get done.
I love how you speak
And
into
then
your purpose, bro. That's so
It
dope.
was also so important to me because I used to have this I don't have that burden like that no more, but at the time I did, that somebody else's dream was dying because I wasn't doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
That's good.
So as long as I stayed at that job, it when somebody else what Kim needed wasn't going to get accomplished because I was at the 9 to 5. That's how I
Gotcha.
thought of it.
Gotcha.
And so although I was at my peak, I had a comfortable life. Like I left 6 months before the pandemic. So I kind of experienced to a certain degree, like I had everything laid out, but I still kind of experienced what a lot of people experienced when the pandemic hit. So I had pre-game, like I had already had the hardships coming because it came as soon as I left.
Right.
But I was, after experiencing the first 6 months, I was okay with the losses. I was okay with the income going down for a little bit. I was okay with not knowing where the next client was coming. I had got to the point where I was okay with it because I knew that I obeyed what I was supposed to be doing.
Gotcha.
But everybody's path ain't like that.
It's not.
Because your path is, I got to make this work exactly like this, and that's dope. And I wish more people understood that you do not have to quit it cold turkey. You don't have to quit it just because somebody on social media told you to. You could stay at that job and build another business, like your business, and make double, like 7 streams of income is cool, but it's really supposed to be 8 anyways. Stay at your job.
Right.
As long as you can. And then tell them, I'm out of here.
Yeah,
It's been real, but I got to go. Like, and I liked it to a certain degree what I was doing because I like people, and so I was helping people, but at the same time I knew I was supposed to help more people in a different way.
Gotcha.
So stay at your job. You can get nothing else. For at least 6 more months. 6 more months. Just 6 more months because you need to stay. You need to save like 2 years worth of stuff.
Yeah,
happened.
and see, you know what? That's
Inflation
what
is here.
that's what one of shout out to, I forgot my sweetheart name, but I used her studio the whole entire time that I was engaged because when I first started, my studio was inside of my apartment when I was staying by myself. And then when I got engaged, I had a family then, so I didn't want that trafficking out of my house around my stepdaughter.
Right.
So but then I was trying to figure out what I was going to do for my family too, like how we were going to move with finances, how we are going to move with house and stuff like that. So I really put at the beginning, I really put the Pick Visuals on the back burner. If I can go get some money with the Pick Visuals, I will. But other than that, I'm worried about building this dream lifestyle that I wanted my fiance to have.
Yeah.
So I literally went to this lady studio. It's called Studio 2031. It's right in front of the Hoover Courthouse off of Valleydale Road.
You just told me something because I didn't know what it was.
All right, so she got a dope location. Like a lot of my clients that I've taken like lifestyle photos of, when they see me in there, that's the spot that they request.
Okay.
And she just became one of those advocates of me because I told her like, hey, I had my own space. I don't anymore because this was going on. So she worked out a rating. She worked out something that complimented me so I could still make money. But she was literally the first person that told me, raise your prices. If you don't raise your prices, you're not gonna make money. I was like, okay, cool. And then when I got the studio, she stopped by here. And she stopped by here and she checked it out. She hugged my neck and she was just like so proud of me.
Yeah.
And then this is what she said. She said, 2022 is your cash cow year. I said, what you mean? She said, save every single dime that you can so that you can live at least for 6 months and you got money to pay for and leave your job. She said, when it comes to what we do, it's 70% marketing and advertising and it's 30% work.
Period.
Because she literally gets $500 for a headshot session and she charge you $100 to edit. So the $500 don't include no pictures. $500 is for her to come and do whatever she's gonna do.
Yeah.
And then when she's seeing your gallery, for everyone you pick, you paying her $100. Like,
It's low-key reasonable, though.
like she, like, and I don't think she do. She deal with a lot of corporate people.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I
Like,
was thinking. That made more sense.
that's
Depending on
what
the
she
client,
do,
yeah.
you know. And like she told me, you know, I did my first preschool this past Christmas. You know what I'm saying? And somebody looked out for me. You know what I'm saying? And I essentially, at the end of the day, I was like, you know what? You know, I do it for you for this because it's you and your sons in the class, and they're one of my faithful clients. Like people, I know they're gonna book me 2-3 times out the year. You know what I'm saying? They just booked me for her sister's baby shower event. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so I went into the school. She showed up. She helped me out, get everything done, took pictures of the kids, whatever case may be. You know what I'm saying? And out of all them kids, you know what I'm saying, maybe 3 other parents actually ordered photos. You know what I'm saying? So when I told this lady that used to let me get her studio, Christy Rochelle is her name. When I told Christy about it, Christy was like, she was like, if you like doing that stuff, it's a lot of money in that too. I was like, what you mean? She was like, I literally had 3 schools that I was probably making about $10,000 off of doing photos like that. And then she was like, literally, I was making about $70,000 a year doing these schools. And then when I decided what I wanted was to just take professional lifestyle headshots, I gave $70,000 to somebody that I knew to take over that.
I love
She
that.
said she just gave it to
Yeah,
him.
I love
and then
that.
she did what she wanted to do corporate. Like she believes in it wholeheartedly. I finna work less and still make more money.
Yeah.
Like that's her thing, you know what I'm saying? So I was saying all that to kind of sort of just speak to the retrospective of what you were just, you know, kind of sort of giving us. Like it's all about making sure that you got a plan, and just because you did it a certain way don't mean that that's gonna be my way. You know what I'm saying? Because I be telling a lot of people. I listened to the interview that I listened to the session that we aired today, and I was telling the young lady, I was like, right now, I feel like I can't have both when it comes to being a husband, having kids, and then trying to do what I'm trying to do for my business right now.
Lord Jesus.
And she was like,
Because it's true.
in the session, she was like, you can have both. You can. I was like, see, you don't get it. You don't understand. Like, for the type of husband and the type of dad I want to be, I have to be at a certain place with my business so I can provide that. So now I'm making the necessary sacrifice in order to make sure my business is where it is before I actually tap into that. You see what I'm saying?
That's
so
a good part of understanding business and life, because that's a balance that you have to have. And being wanting to be a wife and then wanting to be a business owner, and I am one, like what I'm talking about, I want to be one. But being a business owner and then wanting to be a wife, that's like 2 types of hats. And both of them require a lot of dedication.
Can we drop a bomb, please, bro?
And people want us to have. And people think, and I know it's possible. I'm not saying it's not possible.
Correct.
But it's hard.
It's extremely hard.
It's
you know
hard.
what I'm saying?
It's not. It's hard, and it's something that you have to be willing to work on.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay to put something on the back burner in order to build this thing up front. And this is controversial for women because we are taught to be different. We're taught
Correct.
to get married 1st,
Mm-hmm.
have a bunch of kids, a lot of kids, and then let the man take care of the home and all this and that. And I listen, I still want that. Like, I ain't saying that that's not my reality.
Right.
That's what I want.
Right.
But I want my business just as much. And so there is a level of being willing to say, do I want it now, though? You know what I mean? Like, is it worth me saying no to the relationship? Can I learn how to manage a relationship? Because that's what I struggle with more than anything. Like, when I said the balance, I struggle with managing relationships. Regardless if it's intimate, regardless if it's friendships, family. Like, I struggle with relationships. Like, it is a struggle because of not even necessarily just time. Is like the attention I have to give to people. And people like talking to me. And I'm low-key an introvert.
Right.
So talking to me for long periods of time stresses me out.
I think too, you have to, because I know like sometimes I've called you,
Yes.
because I'm like, oh, I need to talk to my girl, and I'm like, wait, she not available, or like she'll text me, and I'm like, bitch, don't text me.
Baby,
what I mean?
listen, I'm going to text
But,
you.
but
I
at the
am a
same
texter.
token, I've had to understand, like, you know, that is a boundary for her. So I
Right.
think that makes a big difference
It
too.
does.
You having friendships and being in relationships with people that understand, hey, listen, like, I need to go off the grid, and I need you
Exactly.
to be okay with it.
Exactly.
Right.
And it's not personal,
Exactly.
because you can take it personally. Because even before she left her 9 to 5, I hadn't seen her or had spoken to her or anything.
Ooh, that's so true.
And then when I saw her and she's telling me everything that's going on, I was like, oh, like, now I know.
But you in person?
Yeah, but she and I have that type of
Mm-hmm.
relationship.
Yeah.
And I do with like a lot of my other friends too. But I understood, whereas some people, they're not as understanding.
Very true.
They want to get defensive, like, well, you haven't called me, and you
Exactly.
haven't done this, and you haven't done that, and it's like, but you have no idea, like, where my mind,
Yeah.
Yeah.
my
That part.
emotions,
Yeah.
That
and
part.
anything is even positioned right now.
Exactly.
In order for me to do what I'm trying to do for me,
Right.
You know, because if I'm not doing that for me first
Mm-hmm.
and taking care of that first, that's a problem.
Period.
So I'm putting you before me, like, and I can't do that.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it
Because
just
you can't pour from an empty cup.
No,
at
you
all.
can't, bro. You
Like,
can't.
I can't give you what I ain't got.
It's-
If I don't have it, what am I
It's-
giving you?
it-
Nothing.
Right.
It's
cup
just
is
when
empty.
you ultimately get to a point where I like to think of it now at this point in time where I'm at an age, it's just growth and maturity.
Yes.
It's just realizing what you can give and what you can't give.
Yes.
And either you're going to like it
Or
or
you
you're
don't.
going to hate it.
Yeah.
But
Right.
this is where I'm at, you know what I'm saying? So either it is or it ain't, man. So,
Period.
so look, man, again, Morgan, I really appreciate you coming and kicking it with us and sliding through, man. You have been awesome. I definitely think you've dropped some gems, man. So I'm going to start our little track back. And then before we get out of here, what I want you to do is just go do a run back real quick. And I just want you to look at your camera and like give the people on the podcast platform as well as on YouTube right now, like 3 key things that you can give them as far as your business go, like just 3 like gems you can give them to possibly help them out if they're getting ready to call you or they're considering getting in bed with somebody like yourself to further their business or their
sorry.
knowledge. Oh yeah, I'm trying to get a smile out of you as we get ready to end out
It's
here.
like, listen,
Right.
this is not that type of party.
Never
But
mind.
yeah, definitely just go ahead one more time, man. Tell the people who you are, how they can find you, drop your business info, man, and then we're going to get out of here.
My name is Morgan B. Cash. You can find me on all social media platforms as Morgan B. Cash. This is 3 things I want to tell you. Stay at your job, okay? Get as much knowledge as you can about what you are wanting to do. Spend as much time investing in yourself, in your personal development, in your business development. And thirdly, stay at your job for 6 more months. Stay at least a year worth of savings up, and then quit. That's all I got.
That's what it is, man. So once again, man, y'all, if y'all listening to us right now on that podcast platform, whether it's Spotify, Amazon, iHeart, I don't care where you listen to us at. Make sure you're hitting the follow button. Make sure you're hitting the subscribe button. Make sure you're hitting the download button. Whatever you can do to support the movement and what we're doing. Make sure you go and visit our website, www.whatyoumeanpodcast.com. Don't forget the Spill the Tea /confession section is wide open. We are waiting on y'all to send us some confessions and tell us some stories so we can sit here and read them and discuss them right here on the channel. But in the meantime, between time, if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you hit the comment button. Leave us a comment. Make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button, man. We will appreciate it, man. And I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. And until next time, man, I'm your host, LaCheston.
And I'm your co-host, Kim.
And y'all already know what we do and what we say, because it's always peace.